Okay, let's say you have a PSD file and you did it and import it in Figma. You cannot directly import it in Figma by default. Figma doesn't support PSD files. Your simplest alternative is to use a website like this, but it's not free to use, and they want a lot of money. I think like probably $90 for a conversion or something. The more tricky alternative, which is free, is let's say you find your, I don't know, an illustration you want to use. And it's PSD, right? You're gonna want to open the file in Photoshop, and then you're gonna want to wait. And then you're gonna want to remove the background if it has an that option, and the shadow and whatever. Let's see. No, it doesn't open. Okay, and you're gonna go export it, either save for web and go export it as a PNG, and then you're gonna import it in Figma. I mean, it's gonna be pretty straightforward. You simply drag and drop it into the editor. My second, like I am at this point, I don't really know how many options I'm at, but the better way to do it, but in this case it won't change anything. You go to export as, and you're gonna save it as an SVG file. The thing is, this PSD file doesn't have the illustration built as a vector file, so either if you export as a PNG or an SVG, it won't change anything. The actual illustration won't be editable in Figma. If I'm not sure if I'm able to find an actual example that that's built like that. So I'm gonna show you, for the sake of simplicity and saving time, I'm gonna show it how I do it in Illustrator with EPS files, but it's the same principle. Okay, let's say we want to use this file, this illustration, and it's an EPS file. It's you can open it in Adobe Illustrator. So you're gonna go and save as, and save it as an SVG, and you're gonna hit OK. And once it's saved, you can close it, and then you're gonna drag and drop it, and there you have it in Figma. And now the nice thing about this is that this is completely customizable, because it's a vector file, it's an SVG file. You click on the main group and you can change the colors. You can do pretty much whatever you want. You can ungroup things, and you can move things around because they're layered. Like, yeah, you have complete control over the illustration. On the other hand, in Photoshop, if the illustration is a PNG, you won't be able to do that. So you can do the same thing with PSD files, but only when the illustration in Photoshop is is built with like in Photoshop with vectored layers. Okay, but like I said, I'm not sure I'm able to find an example so I can show you. PSD. Let's see. Now this is also an EPS. Yeah, so I think most of these files are not gonna be vectorized. But okay, let me just build one myself. Okay, let's say you have some shapes, right? You're gonna go to export as SVG, export. I'm gonna go to desktop, save, right? And then I'm gonna go to Figma. I'm gonna drag the thing inside the editor, and it's the same exact thing. See, you can now customize everything from within the actual group, and they are separated in individual layers and all the fun stuff. So yeah, like I said, the easiest way, you either pay for a converter online, like Magical or the website I showed you. Your second way to do it, which is free, is you open it in Photoshop, export it as either PNG or SVG. If they are individualized layers, if they were built in Photoshop, they will be editable in Figma. If not, you won't be able to edit them in Figma. They will simply be like an image. For example, they will look like this. Okay, while you have selection colors and you can make anything you want with the SVG files. With this image you won't be able to change pretty much anything except make slight adjustments to colors and that stuff. So yeah, that's how I do things when it comes to converting PSD files or EPS files in Figma.